Hi guys, welcome back to Lasting Peace. This is day 3 of week 2 of our follow along videos for the Bible study Beyond Belief. Jesus Saved You, Now What? We're going through some character studies of individuals in the Bible this week that portrayed specific qualities I think we can analyze and apply to our own lives as we are developing spiritual maturity. I don't think that it's really up for debate whether or not the Apostle Paul was a mature Christian or Moses was mature in God, or that David had a mature relationship with God. There are numerous accounts. Sorry, need to actually flesh that out. David is the character that we're going to be discussing today. There are numerous accounts throughout the Old Testament in 1st and 2nd Samuel and 1st and 2nd Chronicles where David had just a simple one-on-one conversation with God. God said this, David said that. And we know from the story of David that he had a very intimate relationship with God. And some of that started when he was just a shepherd on the hillside and God saved him from a lion and a bear. And David knew that God was his deliverer. He had this really special relationship with God. And then that's evident again throughout the Psalms. David's prayer life was amazing. Beyond just powerful, I think David has a real ability to capture what's going on in our hearts. I mean, if I pray using the Psalms so many times, I feel like David must have lived my life, or I'm living portions of David's life now. He can really speak exactly where we're at. And yet, and this is just a snippet of a verse from Acts, but we're actually told specifically, David found favor in God's sight. David was a very special person to God, and I want that kind of relationship with God. And I think that you can't have that unless you're growing as a mature Christian. So this week we're going to now take a look at David, and I'm going to walk you through some of the Psalms, some of the things that he said, and how he developed that kind of relationship and found that favor with God. It's nothing that David did. He wasn't a perfect Christian or a perfect person. He didn't have a perfect relationship with God. He wasn't sinless. The Bible tells us numerous times about David's just horrible failures. He was a murderer and an adulterer and other things. But that did not prevent him from being a mature person in his relationship with God. And the only reason I don't say mature Christian specifically is David was still Old Testament. Christ hadn't come, and he did not know who the Messiah would be at that point. But I'm confident that David's relationship with God is one that I would love to have. I would love to have that kind of an intimacy, that kind of a deep understanding of who God is and a confidence in who God is, even through the hard times. That's one of the things that I think as we develop spiritual maturity, we'll discover in our own lives that the hard times, they're not easier, but I think we'll find ourselves more confident in God, more able to rest in Him right in the middle of the really awful stuff. And that, I think, would be a really significant mark of a mature Christian. So take a look at David with me this week, and then I'll be back with you next time for week 3. Thanks a lot. Bye.